I have a challenge for you ahead of a brand new top 14 season. The challenge is this. You have to select a top 14 All-Star 15 using one player from every single one of the 14 different clubs that will be starting their new championship campaign this weekend. Who would you pick? Obviously, there are 15 players in a team, so there is also one leftover wildcard spot that can be a player from any team. And this will highlight, I guarantee you, it will highlight some of the absolute superstar talent that there is in this competition. It is by a country mile the best domestic rugby competition in the world. And it starts again, and we're going to be covering it loads here on FR UK Rugby. So subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, let me know your thoughts down below. It will also highlight this exercise as we go through it, the strengths of the various teams, because there are some really tough calls, and there will be compromises that have to be made because you can only pick one player from any one club, plus the wild card, obviously. But that means you cannot do what Galtier does with the French national team and pick the Bordeaux backline with the Toulouse halfbacks, for example. You can't do it. This exercise doesn't allow it. So let me know your thoughts in the chat down below. And I am going straight in there and saying that my first selection is Antoine Dupont. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Of course it is. Now, the French top 14 has lots and lots of amazing fly halves. France have the greatest depth in this position in the world, the best stock of scrum halves, most of them French, with Baptiste Serran, Baptiste Jonot, Baptiste Couillou, all the Baptistes, and Maxime Lucu, of course, and Santiago Arata among them. I've got some absolutely class scrum halves, but Antoine Dupont is that good that he has to be in. He has to be in. So I've used up Toulouse's player with all their amazing talent across their team, Emmanuel Meafu, Jacques Willis, and others. I've used up the Toulouse spot with Antoine Dupont, and I'm quite happy with that. UBB, Champions Cup winners, top 14 finalists. They've recruited well, and Jean-Luc Duprier will add a level of physicality to this Bordeaux team. I think he could be absolute dynamite this season, the big South African number 8. However, I'm going for the obvious one. It was a toss-up for me between Damien Penaud and Le Beep Beep, and I've gone for Louis Biel-Biarré. He is my number 11, and that is where I'm using up my UBB spot. So far, so obvious, right? Now, the other winger is a player who was at third place Toulon. Stade Toulonnais had Juwita Wainakolo, he is an X-Factor rugby player, the Fijian winger, one of the most exciting players in world rugby, let alone in the top 14. A big money signing for Lyon. They do not mind splashing the cash. They have one of the biggest budgets in the competition, and they have opened up their checkbook. Having lost David Niniashvili to La Rochelle, they have replaced that X factor in their back three with Vainakolo, and he is an outrageously talented player. So there you go. The two wingers, the scrum half. I'm going for all the glamour positions first. Let me sort out the midfield. And Bayonne had a brilliant season, finishing 4th in the top 14, getting themselves to the semi-final. A real success of a season. They're going to find life quite difficult without Camille Lopez. He was a key part of their identity. They've got Joris Segond, who's more of a pragmatic fly half. They have brought in Gareth Anscombe. Can he stay fit? We'll wait and see about that. But the player that I have selected from Bayonne is Manu Tuilangi. At 34 years of age, he's still got some gas in the tank, and he stayed fit the whole year. Leicester Tigers fans must be going, where was this kind of robustness when you were playing for us? On his day, he's still a world-class centre, and he showed it in key moments for Bayonne. So I've got him in the centre, and alongside him, another team that made the playoffs, a really strong season for Cast, and Viliami Botitu, the Fijian centre. Again, exactly the same job for Cast. He gave the team shape. He gave them direction. He's a really, really skillful player. He was busting tackles, going through holes. Such an important player for them. So I'm very, very happy with Tuilangi and Botitu as my centres. Now, Clermont were the other team that made the playoffs in the top 14. they've got some outrageous players. I've already mentioned Baptiste Jonot. The fly half, there's a bit of a turnover. Anthony Bello has left. Erda Paletta has retired. Is it Plummer? They've got him from New Zealand. It's going to be interesting to see what they do there. But Clermont's playoff run was built on rock-solid foundations up front. They are a tough, big, physical team. And in front of that home crowd at the Stade Marcel Michelin, they are a match for anyone. And Marcos Kremer is a beast. The guy is an animal. So he is in my back row. There's Clermont Auvergne ticked off. La Rochelle, disappointing season for them. They finished outside the playoff spots. Ronan O'Gara needed to overhaul his team a little bit, add a little bit of X factor. They become a bit predictable, and the power game wasn't quite working to the degree that it has. So they have signed David Niniashvili. They have signed Nolan Lagarek. That is going to completely transform the way that La Rochelle play. But the meat and potatoes of this team is giant human beings up front, Jurassic-sized men, and no more so than Will Skelton, who is leaving the Rugby Championship to come back and make sure he's there for the start of the season. And La Rochelle get underway with a massive game against UBB. That is a massive game this Saturday night. Cannot wait for it. I'm picking Will Skelton in the second row, my representative from La Rochelle. And I've already picked one Argentinian. I'm going to pick a couple more now, because when you look at Section Paloise, they finished 8th. And at one point, they were flirting with the playoffs, and then they lost that game against Bayonne in that game that was in over the border in Spain, San Sebastian, and it kind of fell away from there. They've added Julien Montoya, a leader, a brilliant player, tough, uncompromising, and if you want someone to kind of level up a team, he is the guy that can do that. Talismanic for his country, and yeah, so I'm going for the Argentinian recruit for Po. I think that's a really good signing. And the third Argentinian forward is who I'm picking from Perpignan, Joaquin Oviedo, one of the best number 8s on the planet. He's still very young. Is he 23, 24? And talk about talismanic. That's exactly what he is for Perpignan. He gives them direction, and he is an absolute stud of a number 8 in the top 14. I'm picking him all day and every day on Sundays. All day, every day, and twice on Sundays. They finished second bottom in the league, and Perpignan are going to find going hard. They've got Jamie Ritchie added to their roster to try and help Oviedo with some of the work in the back row, but they're going to have a tough season, surviving the access match away at Grenoble by the skin of their teeth. So there you go. That's the team taking shape at the minute. There are holes still. Props I haven't picked. There's a lock still to pick. One player in the back row, fly half, fullback. And in terms of props, I'm going straight for Toulon and Jean-Baptiste Gros, who has got the starting spot for France now. A massive man, brilliant scrummager, great in the loose, soft hands. He is an all-round player, and he is the bedrock of a Toulon team who are more pragmatic, more kind of Anglo in the way that they play, and set-piece oriented. I could have gone for Dave Ribbons at lock. He's obviously their captain and been brilliant, but I'm going for Jean-Baptiste Gros. And on the tight head prop side, go on, let's roll the dice with Taniela Tupou. If he can stay fit, he is a wild player. He can kind of float in and out of seasons. He can float in and out of games. But when he is on and motivated, which is going to be a challenge at Racing 92 because it seems a little bit like a basket case. But if he can be, then watch out top 14 because Taniela Tupou is coming. So that means left to pick lock 15 and 10. And I have to pick a player from lock 7, 15, 10. And I've got Montpellier, Stade Francais, Vannes, and then the fourth player can be from any club. So I'm going to go to Montpellier, who, I'll be honest, talk about basket cases. I mean, they spend a lot of money. Mohamed Altrad's cash. I don't know that they get the total return from it. And it's hard to kind of pick players in that squad. They've got lots of talented players. But just top-end talent that you'd probably pick players from other positions. However, Verhaag, the second row, ever present for them. And man alive, I tell you what, that guy's got an engine. He works so hard. So I'll go for him in the engine room, meaning that there is back row 10 and 15. And for 15, I'm going to Stade Francais, who Paul Gustard has got his hands on the reins now. He is in sole charge. Disappointing season for them, having got to the playoffs. Where did they finish? second or third year before last, and then they just bombed down the table. Again, play quite a pragmatic style. Do they need to overhaul that a little bit? We'll wait and see. One guy who can, he's really, really good under the high ball. He's really good on the counter-attack and in those transitions. He's young, very talented, and I'm going for Leo Barret, French international fullback, filling the 15 position, meaning I've got 10 and 7 left. And I have to pick from Van. You know where this is going, don't you? Yes, I'm picking Jerome Bosviel. Of course I am. A guy who's played for his whole career outside of the top 14. And in his mid-30s, everyone just assumed that was it. He was only ever going to be a very good Pro D2 player. But he was the linchpin of the most amazing underdog tale with Montauban getting promotion to the top 14, something that you saw on the playoffs here on FR UK Rugby, and Van, who've gone down, joined the other 13 teams that Montauban managed to overcome. And you can watch live matches there on FR UK every Thursday night. We've got a live game this coming Thursday, so make sure you check that out, subscribe to the channel and all of that stuff. But Jerome Bosviel became every neutral's favourite player and probably turned a lot of neutrals into Montauban players. I'm putting him at fly half. Yes, Antoine Dupont at 9, Jerome Bosviel at 10, and that is my 14 players, one from every single top 14 club, meaning I've got a wild card. It's a number 7, and you know where I'm going with this one. Yes, Jacques Willis, one of the most influential, one of the most important, one of the best rugby players in the whole league, and he was instrumental to Stade Toulousain winning another top 14 title, getting the Brennus one more time. And that's what, 2 that he's got already, as well as the Champions Cup. He'll be going for more. We're not going to see him back in England again, are we? Either in an England jersey or in the Prem. He's at Toulouse till the end of his career because they absolutely love him. I've got him in my team. That's my 15. How hyped are you for the brand new season? Let me know what you would think. Pick your 15, leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you on the next one.